welcome to our session 3. Before we get into the practice today, there is an option if you would like to get a pen and paper, because we're going to work on creating a positive affirmation. If you'd rather just work this out in your mind, that's absolutely fine. And the other important thing to remember is, be comfortable. If you want to sit for the meditation, that's great. And then lie down for the relaxation. I quite like that transition. So, there's meditation and then relaxation, and they feel different. But the most important thing is just be comfortable, whether it's on the chair, on the floor, in bed. That's key. So if you've had a chance to grab a paper and pen, wonderful. If you don't need it, don't worry about it. So let's just take a moment to sit and take a little time just to check in, so you can have a little time to think about or notice how you feel at this point. It's always good to get an idea of where you are in the moment, so that maybe at the end of the practice, then we can see or feel if there's been some effect through the practice. And when we take a little time just to reflect or notice, eyes can be open or closed, you're just checking in. It's not judging, the depth of your emotions, just noticing where you are at this point. Honoring any aches or pains and allowing for those, so that you can prop and support yourself as you need to. When we've had a little time just to think about that, you could close the eyes. The invitation's there if you prefer that, or you could just keep the gaze soft. And take a little time, if there's any more final adjustments, to make sure you're as comfortable as you can be. And we'll begin, as we always do, in finding the moment by thinking about the breath. So just starting to notice the movement of the breath in the belly or the rib cage or the chest. Think about the air filtering in and out through the nose, if that's comfortable. If not, just conscious of the breath. Breath in, breath out, just starts to bring us into the space a little bit more. And as soon as the mind wanders, we come back, breathing in, breathing out, just reminding yourself about the movement of the breath, the flow of the breath. So it becomes a steadying point for us. And I'd like you to, once you're settling into this, start to think of a positive phrase or affirmation, or a word that stimulates the feeling of positivity within you. And we're going to build on this little short phrase. And the phrase that we're going to create is always in the now. So I am calm. I am peaceful. Not I will be peaceful. I will be happy, or I was happy. It's now. So you're trying to instill this into your being. So you might extend it a little bit. It might be, I'm happy and joyful. I feel at peace. But it's personal to you. And if you're struggling to come up with a phrase, if there's too much choice, the best advice is go with the first thing that popped into your head. And this is where, if you prefer, you could write a few words down on your paper and see which one jumps out to you the most. Okay? You can do the same in your mind's eye. So don't overthink it. See, what would you like in these few moments to feel, to instill within your entire being? So I am joyful. I am at ease. I feel happy. And once you have your phrase, once you have that little positive reminder, we just keep coming back to that phrase. So anytime all those other difficult or negative thoughts start to come into your space to distract you from this moment, you invite that affirmation. And the breath helps keep you steady. You're aware of the breath flowing in and out. You're completely aware of your surroundings. You're aware of the way that you're sitting. Feel the movement of the breath. With each breath, allow that affirmation to flow in and out. Maybe as you breathe in, your phrase might begin, I am. And as you exhale, calm. So you could unite the phrase, the affirmation, with the inhalations and the exhalations. And the mind will do what the mind always does. It'll wander, it'll drift, it'll think of other things. Don't get frustrated. Don't get annoyed with it. Just come back into feeling that every fiber within your being is absorbing this affirmation. Staying steady and focused. You may find the longer we sit with the affirmation, it might evolve, it might change. All is good. Whatever it needs to be, it will be. And just lingering just a little bit longer with that phrase that you've created, helping you to find a little bit of peace from within. And then with all of these practices, you can invite that peacefulness, that connection anytime you need it. Doesn't take long just to create a few moments of finding that inner balance. And then slowly then, as you exhale the next time, you could let go of that phrase if you're still using it. Allow the mind to be a little more relaxed. Doesn't have to think or do. The breath still within you, flowing in and out. And when you feel ready, allow the chin just to release down. If you're seated, towards the chest, let the eyes gently blink open. And then we'll bring the head back to center if you're seated, and we'll just ease the shoulders a little bit, just tiny movements, wiggling on the bottom if you've sat just for a few moments. Always good to move the spine, move the hips. It's comfortable to move the head, you can ease into the neck. If you're sitting, you could point and flex your feet, or wiggle the toes, or wiggle the fingers. So we have that space, that place between a meditation or concentration practice, so that then we can move into a relaxation position. So you may remain seated, you may want to lie down, be on your bed or your sofa. Just maybe change the position ever so slightly if possible, so that we can prepare for yoga nidra. So I'm going to talk you and guide you through this whole yoga nidra practice. But the important thing is you're comfortable. So I'll give you a little time just to make sure you're warm. If you need blankets on top, if you need to dim the lighting, if it's a little bright, if you have a scarf and you're lying down, it's nice to pop that over the eyes. It can be soothing for the mind. And in this yoga nidra is a slightly deeper practice of a relaxation. Yoga nidra means the sleep of the yogi. But it's not the sleep that we have at night time. It's a deeper, sort of more mental and emotional sleep that helps to replenish the physical layers and the subtle layers of the body. So you might dip in and out, you may stay connected to my voice, that's absolutely fine. It might drift off, you might physically fall asleep. All is good. You'll be absorbing what you need to absorb in this time. So getting comfortable, making any last minute little adjustments. And if you need to move during this, do what you need to do. So it doesn't matter if you're lying down or whether you're sitting. Choosing any position that is comfortable right now. Getting ready for this practice of calming through yoga nidra. And check that there are no sort of lumps or bumps around your clothes, that no jewelry is digging into you. Just move over the whole of the body, making sure you're as comfortable as you can be. Think about feet, relax, legs, hips, back, arms, shoulders, the jaw, the forehead. And checking in and making any further adjustments if it will help you be your most comfortable. And just feel yourself settling into that shape. And just feeling serene, peaceful, still. And setting aside anything that's happened before this moment. Setting aside anything that's happening after this practice. And just bring all your awareness into this space for the next few moments. Connecting to this calmness that we can create through our practice. Let's take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, letting go of any thoughts you'd like to let go of in this moment. Let go of any thoughts. Let go of any need to do, and just be. This is your time for yourself. No agenda, just peace. Making any final adjustments if you haven't already. And begin to experience the stillness even more. And know that you can move. If it feels good, allow yourself to enjoy this stillness, this chance to do nothing. It's resting just as you like. And if it feels restful, allow these words to be received energetically rather than mentally. Even the mind can rest now. And in its place, there is effortless awareness. And feel all experience becoming more and more effortless, serene and effortless. The Yoga Nidra has now begun. We'll work with a rotation of consciousness. A series of energetic points will be named. And allow your awareness to float effortlessly from point to point. Let's start by floating awareness to the point between the eyebrows. Effortless awareness of the space between the eyebrows. Awareness moves to the hollow of the throat, the right shoulder joint, moving freely to the right elbow joint, and the wrist joint, and the right thumb, and the tip of the index finger, tip of the middle finger, tip of the ring finger, and the little finger. Effortless awareness. The right wrist joint, elbow joint, shoulder joint, and back to the hollow of the throat. Shifting awareness over to the left shoulder joint, the elbow joint, the wrist joint, the left thumb, the tip of the index finger, tip of the middle finger, and the ring finger, and the little finger. And shifting freely the left wrist joint, elbow joint, shoulder joint, to the hollow of the throat again. Awareness shifts to the heart center. The right side of the chest, the heart center, the left side of the chest, to the heart center. Resting awareness at the heart, not thinking, just feeling. Becoming aware of the breath. Aware of the body gently moving with each inhale and exhale. Notice on the inhalation that the abdomen gently rises, then chest rises. And on the exhalation, abdomen falls, chest falls. Inhale, abdomen rises, chest rises. Exhale, abdomen falls, chest falls. Inhaling, abdomen rise, chest. Exhale, abdomen falls, chest falls. Feel this wave of the breath. Like a wave washing into the shore, then washing away from the shoreline. Just follow this gentle wave of the breath. each breath, watching the wave rise, watching it fall. No need to make any changes to the breath, just simply watching. Watching the natural wave of the breath, like watching gentle waves on the ocean. And begin to count the waves. Simply follow the natural pace of breath. Inhale, 1. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 4, and so on, up to 26. If you lose track, that's fine. Simply start again at 1. Remember, if you lose track, just begin again. Find your way all the way through to 26. You start from 1 again. Now let go of counting the waves of the breath. It doesn't matter if you reach 26 or lost track. Just let go of counting. Bringing your awareness back to the heart space. Just notice the heart center rising on the inhalation and falling on the exhalation. And use that as your anchor point. Steady mind, body, spirit. And take a few moments in silent relaxation. Slowly letting my voice move back into your awareness. Bring your awareness back to your body. Yoga Nidra is now complete. Just feel your body peacefully resting. Feel the support beneath you. Notice the temperature of the space you're in. Notice the sounds. And introduce some movement in the body by taking a few deep breaths. Inhaling, feeling the belly, the ribs, chest expand. Exhale, feeling those spaces relax and soften. Maybe beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes and feeling the lightness of the sensation. Ease and move the body in any way you like. There's no rush. If you wish to stay seated or lying down a little bit longer, enjoy those moments. Take all the time you need. If you are lying down and you feel ready, you could roll to one side, you could take a few deep breaths there. And taking with you in this practice any calming sensations, any calming effects. Only when you feel ready, you can come back to seated if you've been lying on the floor. You could start to rub the palms together, just creating a little bit of warmth. You can use that warmth just to massage the face and the eyes. The eyes are still closed. You can blink into the palms. And slowly let that light filter back through. And take a moment just to have a little look around your space. You are seeing the space, reminding yourself of your space, your surroundings, and feeling that connection back to this moment. We'll take our time, moving slowly, doing what you need to do after the practice. Try not to rush out too quickly. Try and take a little water if you can. We'll bring the palms together, thumbs at the heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.